So if you have a Goldwing with a windshield vent, mine's a GL1200, these are notorious for seizing, and then the tab in the little flapper that connects to this. So when that thing turns, it pivots and opens up that flap. Anyway, that plastic piece snapped off. So what I did, I just basically took a 5/64 bit and just drilled down through to get a good hole started, and then just find a small screw with a head that will fit inside this little channel. This one's a little bit too fat. I think it's going to split the plastic, but I'll find one that's smaller. But the head, the key is to find one that the head fits in that channel, kind of a little bit, not too loose, but not too tight. So this will just set inside there and stick out enough to engage that channel. And when you put everything back together, you'll have a functional vent again. So I'm going to finish that up and I'll show you the end results. So once you have the windscreen removed from the bike, there's tons of videos out there on that, so I'm not going to cover it. But you just basically have these 2 bolts on each corner on the lower part, and then also there is a little latch, like a plastic latch. I tried to save mine, but it broke off. There's the other part of it. So if you can save it, great. If not, I don't think it's going to be big deal, because the bolts are still there. But once those are out, pretty much this piece just comes right off, and then you have the front piece that just is held in by a little hook on the top. So you just kind of have to pull it out at the bottom, and then it just kind of unhooks at the top and falls out. It goes back in the same way. Just got to hook it at the top and just kind of push it in the bottom. Boom. And then this goes back in place over top that, and bolts back in place. Voila. So an important piece of advice when trying to take this apart, once you get that screw out and then this top piece off, there is a tiny spring underneath that kind of helps this thing set in place. Do not lose that. I'm going to keep that right in that spot there, and that goes back together like so. All right, so I've got the screw put back in, the little flapper back in place, so you can see that it moves in that channel nice and smoothly, no binding. So we'll put the mechanism back together and we'll have a functioning vent. So I've got this one put back together, so you see kind of how it sits in the windshield. And it works. So that opens up, closes. So throw her back on there. So here's the finished product back on the windshield. It's all screwed in, and whoop, pretty smooth. I did have to take a drill bit and just kind of bore my little lever channel out, just because the screw I found, the head was just a little bit too big for the stock spot, but I just bored it out a little bit gently and she works just fine. All right.